the International Institute for Hydraulic and Environmental Engineering, or IHE. The institute, which had grown from a light sailing boat into a capacious cruise ship, demanded an ambitious captain. After Professor Mosterdman's retirement in 1985, the institute appointed an enthusiastic and experienced sailor who would guide the structuring and assembling of IHE.
It was completely different from now. It was completely different. It only had about 7 diploma courses. It did not have masters of, it did not have PhD. It was only a question of diploma courses. But it could only help the people, and as long as they were working in the situation they started. It was not something that counted very much to their career as a degree.
The programs, the lab and the student accommodation all took shape between 1986 and 1996. Nevertheless, the cornerstone event of this decade was the development of the master programs. In 1986, the Institute awarded the first 2 Master of Science diplomas, and in 1994, the first PhD degree.
At the moment that I accepted to become rector, I very really realized myself that there had something to be done. And one of the most important things, to my opinion at that time, was masters. And then looking around the world, I also saw that very soon that PhD was also a necessity. And so we started also PhD with a lot of difficulties, but we managed.
The Institute's activities broadened to include capacity building projects in a number of countries.
I think quite soon after that, after I came, there were the first projects, but they were few, very few. I think, and certainly there were hardly any large capacity building programs. I think we went into projects in a much bigger way during the period that Segeren was director of the institute. I think he saw it as an opportunity to grow. If we do projects, then we'll have a volume of work, and that means that we need staff. So I think it was part of a growth strategy.
As the end of the millennium drew to a close, new challenges arose. IHE increased cooperation with institutions and actors in the water sector in order to reach further, while at the same time broadening the scope of its activities. These factors brought the pivotal question of internationalization of the Institute.